Hey there, everybody. This is Shane R. Monroe from Monroe World, and we're going to be taking a look at GeForce Now. This is the beta streaming service available from NVIDIA. It's currently in invite-only beta, but I thought with all this talk about xCloud and gaming as a service, etc., I thought it'd be a good time to talk about this. So GeForce Now, GeForce in general from NVIDIA has changed its moniker around a few times. So it's very easy to get confused as to which GeForce Now we're talking about. So there is a streaming service which plays your content on your streaming devices, such as a PC, a Mac, a Shield, etc. This is what we're talking about here, GeForce Now. There's also a GeForce game service that provides you with free games, much similar to the Xbox Game Pass PC. In this case, though, this is really more of a direct competitor for the xCloud. In other words, playing your games where you want them to be played. Um, and so what we're seeing here, and again, the interface is a little on the wonky side. It's also sort of misleading. So let's talk about what this really is. So you're looking at this GeForce Now, and you can see just buttloads of games here. Some of the stuff that you're really probably interested in, things like Mortal Kombat 11, Rage 2. You're like, oh wow, these are all like the latest games. This is great, and this is all free right now on the beta in the beta period. So it's like, man, I could play all this stuff. I mean, there's no Xbox games in here like there were in the other service, but so you're sitting here looking at this and going, wow, there's great stuff in here. I could definitely find something to play. Look at that. There's a bunch of Call of Duty games. All right. Nice. Doom and Wolfenstein. So these are all, and we can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you can see game after game after game. What you're seeing on this screen are games that are supported by GeForce Now. Supported doesn't mean you get to play them all for free. Supported doesn't mean that you get these games as part of the service. This just means if you own these games, you can play them streaming using your GeForce Now account. So let's take a look at how this works. So essentially what we are in this interface, and let me just take a look at a game. So if we go to library, it shows what you've played recently, and obviously what you might own as well. Now there's many games here that I do not own. Such as Mortal Kombat 11. I've got that on Switch. I don't play it on the PC. So, yet it's still here in the list. This can be confusing. Ace Combat 7. I don't own that, yet it's still in my list. And the reason that they're in my list is because I've attempted to play them, and they've set up a profile for me on their streaming servers. So what we are talking about, let me just make this smaller so you guys can kind of see what's going on in the background here. So unlike the Game Pass PC that Xbox just released, that Microsoft just released, these games do not download on your machine. A lot of people, I think, were hoping that the Game Pass for PC was a streaming service so they could play on their laptop or some other device that wasn't suitably powered to play, say, Mortal Kombat 11 or The Forest or Assassin's Creed Origins. So this is a true streaming service. There's nothing to download. There's Everything, of course, is to be purchased, but if you already own it, you can play it. If you find it on a Steam sale, you can buy it cheap on Steam and then play it right here, right? So that's definitely an advantage. So let's see just what we're talking about. Now, I own Just Cause 4 on the PC and Steam, right? So if you were to go into my Steam account, anything that I own in Steam is available, right? So I can search for Just Cause. I have to actually type it right though. So as you can see, I own Just Cause 4, and it says the last time I played it was today, which is true. I played it on the streaming service just before I started this video. So I own it. That's sort of the deal here. So now that I own it, I can play it on their service. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up so you guys can see what this looks like. So once you do that, the GeForce Now session connects. It reaches out to their servers, which is based in the Southwest here for me in Arizona, and it creates this session for you. So I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, it's supposed to be instantaneous, right? Streaming, the streaming service promises no wait time, etc., etc. So this should look very familiar to you. Now you'll notice that there's this background going on here. There's an NVIDIA type background, and you can see it's actually launching Steam over there. This is my Steam account. I signed into this already. So all this really is a window into my Steam. You see I even have my Steam pop up there. All right, so at this moment in time, at this very minute, I am now streaming Just Cause 4 directly from NVIDIA servers. This is not being played off my machine. So how does it hold up? How does it look? Now the good news is these games are all pre-configured. So when you launch Just Cause 4, you don't need to worry about, well, what's the best settings to use? What should I change it to? What can be done? It's all in here already. So all you have to do is play. Let me hop in and reduce that audio a little bit. Audio's pretty loud on the system here. That's fine. That should be okay. Alright, so let's take a look at what this game looks like. Now see, the game is loading just as if it were on my PC. Now if you look around, and this is the artifacting you see in any of these games like Stadia or any of these other ones, what you're going to deal with are streaming compression problems. And you can see this banding, right? I know I'm splitting hairs here. Let me do something real quick. Let me go into the sound here and just shut down the main volume a little bit here. Hang on. Just bring this down so you guys can actually bring this down. That way I don't have to scream over it the whole time. This is a good game because it's fairly new. It's got some decent requirements. All right, that should be pretty good. All right, so what you're going to see a lot in these streaming games, you're going to see compression artifacting. So as you can see, there's this banding going on here. There's a banding of colors. That could be part of the stream. And as we play, you'll see effects of poor internet quality. Now listen, I pay $100 a month for internet. I've got the highest tier that Cox Cable will provide to me in my neighborhood. So it's not that I have a really crappy, DSL connection or something. I've got really good internet, but even that's not enough sometimes to save streaming. Now, let's just go ahead and we'll just start the game. All right, so what you're seeing here, wow. Hang on a second. Audio's still pretty loud. Let me bring this down even more. Just want to make sure you guys can hear as we're talking.
I'm going to monitor your progress from a safe distance.
All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to just spin in a circle here. This should be getting us a really good idea as to how well the streaming is keeping up. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. With some nice high, fast action here. Again, you're not seeing a ton of compression or artifacting, but you can see, look at the parachute. You can see a degradation of the video inside that texture. Hang on a second, I'll show you again. So if you look inside the texture of that, you can see that there's sort of a, you can see the banding and stuff too.
Those lights across the valley, head towards them.
That's a big tower.
I remember how to play this game.
It will change the world. No more tornadoes or hurricanes. And most of Solis believes him.
Project Iapa won't be a problem after today, Mira.
If your plan works.
It will work.
Oops. Well, that's what I get.
Made it.
Bueno. Follow that piping.
So right now the streaming is holding up very, very well. I haven't seen any pixelizations. I haven't seen any jitter artifacting, which is what you're going to see a lot of times if you have any sort of internet problems. Now, I'm also recording this in the middle of a work day, right? So part of the problem with being on a cable modem is that you're sort of sharing your internet connection with the entire neighborhood. Right now, the whole neighborhood's at work. So I have full access to the bandwidth. I'm sure if I ran a speed test now, you would see that it was very, very well. It was running very, very well. Middle of the day is a different story than at night, I can assure you, because I've run speed tests in the morning and at night, and it can be a very different experience. But for a lot of people, this would probably be just fine, right? I mean, streaming looks
Weren't too
okay.
happy to
So
have me
far, I
kicking
haven't seen
around.
any real lag.
It
I'm
does
able
have
to
highly trained mercs,
I am
and they're
able
fully
to
owned by
get. I'm very
xCloud.
responsive with the controls.
He's
Sorry,
one
the
private
voice over
army.
my in my ears is bugging
Pretty
me.
good one too.
But again, we haven't seen any jittering. We
Trouble
haven't seen
enough.
any terrible artifacting.
I
Now
see
remember,
you're...
NVIDIA has spent the last like 10 years building this network. I mean, they have been really working on this a long time.
No sweat.
Start blowing stuff up. After all, that's what this game is about, you know. But we're doing pretty good here in terms of, like I said, streaming quality and whatnot. Oops, out of stuff. Do I have another gun? Nope. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go take it. Get out. Now we're talking. Just gonna land on him. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so you get the idea. So to get out of this thing, you'll just yeah. Let me get back out of here. Now again, just a reminder, none of this is running locally. This is all streaming. So what happens if you try to run one of these games that you don't own, right? So let's say I go and take a look at Ace Combat. I obviously don't own Ace Combat. I mean, I could pull my Steam up and show you. So GeForce Now assumes that I own it. It's going to try to set me up a session so that I could enjoy the game. And this is the same process as we saw before with Just Cause 4. It's trying to initiate a connection. It's setting me up a virtual machine over there, whatever sort of crazy stuff they've got going on. And boom, it can't launch the game because I don't own the game, so it does present me with the Steam interface, and of course I can go ahead and buy it. Now the good news is if I did buy it, it's attached to my Steam account. So I'm not buying a game on GeForce Now. I'm buying a game attached to my Steam account. That's what I really like about GeForce Now over things like Stadia or any of these other services. You're not buying a subscription and then buying a game that you don't really own. It's you're buying a Steam game. It's the same way you've purchased everything else. And Steam keys are available from dozens of different marketplaces. Stadia or any of these other services are not going to allow you to just use your own Steam games, right? They want to make their cash on that other side, right? So I can't play the game. Now, I know what you're thinking. So what if I hop in here and I go to my library and I want to play a game that's not supported by GeForce Now? Can I do that? Right? Can I go ahead and, I don't know if there was which game is not supported here. I don't know, Gauntlet. I didn't see Gauntlet on that list, right? So if I install Gauntlet here and play it, does it work? Let's find out. Oh, you can't. You have to play this. Oh, that's a shame. So no, the answer is no, you can't. All right, so when you close out of Steam, this is why you really have to have a mouse for this nonsense. We'll close that session. All right, so now wait a minute. Origins, is that a Uplay game? Can you play Uplay games on here? The answer is yes. What about Call of Duty Black Ops 4? That's a BattleNet game. Can I play that? The answer is also yes. So all of those digital lockers are supported. But again, you'll have to have an account. You have to own the game, all that good stuff. So let's search for Black Ops 4. Okay. Now I do own Black Ops 4. Not Black Wake. Knock that off. Get out of here. There we go. It's like, what is that? So now, as you would expect, instead of being taken to a Steam interface, I should be taken to a BattleNet interface, right? Because Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a BattleNet game. Let's see if we're right. And sure enough, there it is. Yeah, that's the other thing you'll have to deal with. Steam guards, security checks, all that sort of thing. It's all present here. I mean, there's nothing new. And this could actually bother a lot of people. But that's okay. I think I just deleted it. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes these demos don't always go as they're expected. You'll receive this email again if you're logged in. I don't see said security code. So where is it? I don't see this. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Man, they send you like 10 emails. There. Hopefully it's still good. Oh, good. That was quick. Should have taken a little bit longer for that. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Did you send me the same code? It looks like the same code. Oh, that's okay. These codes are destroyed right away, so no big deal. All right, cool. Well, I also have Overwatch and everything else that I could be playing, but all right. So there we go. Brundlefly is my my name on Battle.net. So far so good. So the first time you play any of these games, it has to install it in the background, and I think they have. I swear to God, they have local install copies of most of these games, because no matter how good your internet connection is, it takes a lot longer to download like 80 gigs than what you just saw right there, right? So they must have a caching copy or something to sort of help that out. But let's see what we got here. Now, Just Cause 4, it was sort of a passive game, right? That sort of game did not require a ton of super low-level latency. All right, as you can see here, we're streaming, and you can see we're getting some hiccups here. That could be the load. That's not the load. Yeah, see, now we're starting to see some network lag here, and we're starting to see some issues with the streaming. Now, in a game like Just Cause, when it's you, player versus environment, you have it's not that big of a deal, right? If things start to get creepy, you can just hit pause and wait for the network congestion to calm down a little bit. But in a game like Black Ops, in a first-person shooter, third-person shooter like Fortnite or anything else where every millisecond counts, this is the sort of thing that you're going to have a problem with regards to streaming type scenarios. Yeah. Move along. Oh no, I want graphic content, please. More graphic, the better. Thank you. All right, so I'm signed in. It's actually me. It's my Battle.net account. I was going to say I could just show you zombie stuff, but that really wouldn't be fair, would it? You need to see what multiplayer looks like. Now, first off, you have to understand I'm not the greatest multiplayer person anyway. But I want you guys to be able to see how this looks. Now, for those of you who are paying attention, you can see that there's definitely a visual degradation due to the stream. There's a softness about it that if you were playing the game on a PC straight, you wouldn't see that sort of softness and compression. All right, we'll do straight up team deathmatch. That's a good example. And let's take a look. Now, all of my settings should come over, right? So all of the nonsense, like my controller sensitivity, my inverted Y, all that stuff should come over here. See if we can actually find somebody in the middle of the day to play with. Actually, it's 7 a.m. here, so surely there's a crack team of Koreans that are on to clean my clock. But again, this is my account, so everything that I have already, all of my gestures and everything already here. Here we go. Now, high action game like this. Oh, and it's Nuketown. Great. Like, this isn't frantic enough. Let's see how the streaming holds up. I'll let you know if it's my poor playing or if it's lag or something that I'm seeing. Don't worry, I can be honest about that. Nomad it is.
Sharpens iron.
Now again, none of this is being played locally on my computer. This is all 100% streamed. This would look exactly the same if I were on a Mac or a Shield or whatever. Oops, my inverted is not there. This is going to get my butt kicked. I'm going to have to go hide somewhere and change this. I wonder why my settings didn't hold over.
Lost control.
This is going to be bad if I can't fix this. Hang on. Where the heck is it? Gamepad. Invert look. Got to get back in there. Auto spawn. Ah, there we go. Cool. I can tell you right now, this frame rate's not nearly as good as on my PC. Not even close. I feel like I mean, I don't know what my frame rate is, but I'm telling you it's not that great. But is it good enough? That's the question, right? If you didn't have a decent PC, would this be good enough for you? Hide in the smoke, I'm going to shoot you.
Spectre.
Deploying smoke charge.
Oh, cheap shot with the melee, man. Hiding in the dirt.
Bag me a Spectre.
The guy come upstairs, I think I got him. Come on, stay still.
Threat expired.
That's just my bad aiming, folks. That wasn't lag.
Launching mine.
That was weird. I felt it. There was an input drop right there when I tried to send the mine out. Jeez, I'm playing worse than usual. But you're getting the necessary piece of information that you need out of this. Stay still. Let me kill you. Oh, come on. Stop distracting me. I have enough problems playing this without my kid distracting me. No, see, there was an input lag there. That dragged. That did not let me turn. It kept moving in the same direction. So, yeah, that was an input lag problem. That wasn't. That was me just running at him. There was some frame... Well, no, that was just the ninja guy. I was going to say, it looked like some frame rate droppage there. What I'm not seeing is a lot of compression artifacting on the stream, which is what I normally see. My settings aren't the same for my my sensitivity either. I think that that's something that did not get copied over for some reason. Either that or it's the frame rate that's killing me. Where'd he go? Rat bastard. So he can come running up behind me.
Multiple hostile UAVs operating.
Yeah, I feel there's definitely some input lag. Here, I'll turn the controller over to my son and let him play. Let's see if he tells me there's input lag or not. He's also a better player than I am too, so.
Enemy Hellstorm detected.
Let's see how he does. Yeah, well, that's a cheap score streak. I'm glad he's not having any much better luck than I was. Maybe. He's not used to my loadout either. That doesn't help.
Hostile UAV circling. Multiple hostile UAVs operating.
I personally find the quality of this rather revolting. Based on me playing on the Xbox or me playing on the PC normally.
Hostile TAC deploy beacon active.
It looks watery, it looks kind of grainy, and I've definitely had at least one input problem while I was playing.
Hostile RCXD spotted.
There we go. Put us on the board. He's not used to the paddles on the back of the Elite controller either.
What the freak? That was drift or something.
Yeah, you had drift, right? That's what I had as well.
Because I didn't move that much. I just slight there.
This is why I don't believe in game streaming, folks. I mean, this is NVIDIA. They've been doing this for years. This is a great internet connection. And it's not a great experience. It's an okay experience, but it's not great. It's not worth paying tons of cash for, in my opinion.
Tally sniper. Mesh mine ahead. Sniper.
All right, good deal. Well, there you go. There's a good example. All right, so there's an example of Black Ops 4. Let me see if I can jump out of here early. I don't think I can. I'm going to have to back out. So bottom line here is your mileage may vary. When you buy a console or you have a PC with a certain technology level, you're pretty much assured the exact same experience, right? So if you go to your friend's house and you play Black Ops 4 on an Xbox, and you go and buy an Xbox and you get the game and you take it home, you're going to get the same experience. Not so with streaming. It's not mature enough. I don't think it's ready personally, but believe whatever you want. So what about something like, let me see if there's anything else I really need to show. Witcher 3 is another good example. This is a this is a high-end game. This is extraordinarily detailed. It's NVIDIA enhanced, right? So this should be the representation of a really good streaming game. And remember, this is very passive. When I say passive, I mean it's not a first-person shooter, and you're not, needing ninja skills to have absolute timing and aiming and shooting. So this would be a really nice example to see where it puts the settings and what it looks like for us. Now my guess is that it does keep a virtual machine for your particular the game that you're playing for your particular account, but I imagine that eventually they kill those machines off and they rebuild them when you need them the next time. All right. So oddly enough, it didn't seem to auto start the game, but let's give it just a second because I've seen it bring up the Steam interface, but then launch the game a few seconds later. But it doesn't look like it's doing that, which I find interesting. But let's just go ahead and hit play. So maybe it's downloading. That's weird. I've seen it download that a couple of different times. I don't know what that's about. Play it. Maybe there were updates to the virtual machine since the last time I played. It was a while ago, so we'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. I don't know what it's waiting for. Oh, there it goes. Okay. By the way, this is coming to Switch later on this year. I'm very excited. I mean, it's not going to look great, but it's going to be Witcher 3 on the go, which is fantastic. All right, let's move along here. So, check this out. All of my save games are here. Everything that I've saved since the beginning of time is here, thanks to the cloud save, right? So this is fantastic. So I could pick up from anywhere in here and play. Let me see if I can find something that looks cool. Let's just grab one of my saves.
Geralt had to face Eredin, but could only hope to beat him with the help of friends. The Wild Hunt could be defeated with exceptionally powerful...
Hopefully there's no spoilers from this point forward that, I mean, listen, the game's 5 years old. If you haven't played it already, I can't help you with spoilers.
Plans of his own.
Maybe 17 towards the
Come on, hurry up. They must not have next-gen SSD over there, huh? Alright, come on. Let's move this along here. Alright, here we go. Alright, perfect. Oh, yeah, it just installed Hearts of Stone. How fun is that? Yeah, got it. God, for Pete's sake, move along. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So let's take a peek at what settings that NVIDIA decided was suitable for this game. Well, of course, that we're talking about video settings and graphics. Right? So we got unlimited frame rates. We're running at 1080p. Hairworks is off. This is very interesting, right? They turned off a lot of this stuff. These are settings that they tell you that they have set for you. Now, I don't know if they set these settings based on your connection or what, but I'm curious if I turn Hairworks on. What would that mean to the game? And will it let, I'm assuming it won't keep it. It'll probably reset those. But let's, yeah, see, did you see his hair change? Now Hairworks are in place. I don't even remember this part of the game. It's too funny. Oh, I guess I failed a quest. As you can see, we're, yes, God. Oh, and now I remember all this choking fog crap. If you throw a bomb at, like, hang on a second, Superior Dragon. Let me see if I remember how this works. God, it's been a long time. Can I just throw that? Let's see. It's been a long time since I played. Hang on, let me turn my trigger locks off. Maybe that's causing... There we go. I thought that destroyed some of the smoke. But actually, it's good that we're looking at smoke like this because that's a good example of compressioning stuff that you'll see in the video quality.
Avoid those clouds.
Yeah,
walk through them.
Yeah, look at it. It's tearing through my health. Bad. I'm trying to get out of here. Ugh. Geralt's dead. Now, you can start seeing some of the compression artifacting when it does, let me see here. Let me load something that's not in the middle of a frickin' mist somewhere. Capture the castle. Let's see. This looks good. This will be some daytime stuff. Now, it'd be interesting to go in and turn up a bunch of settings and see what exactly happens. I mean, quite frankly, there shouldn't be any reason why we're playing on lower settings. We're on NVIDIA's top-notch, RTX grid servers, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, this is the one where you're drunk. Perfect. Right. Yeah, it's because I'm drunk. It'll pass in a second. Let me just run around for a little bit. So what you can see is a lot of times, I remember playing this on GameStream myself, is you'll see hiccups, you'll see little frame jitters from time to time. Did you see it? I don't know if it'll record well, but I saw it playing it. There was another jitter. There we go. My head's a little bit clearer. Take a look at some water effects stuff. Can't remember how to jump and stuff. It's killing me. There we go. So we can take a look at the. Now you can start seeing there was definitely some frame rate loss there for a second. There was another jitter. I don't know if you saw it. If you rewind the video, you might have seen it. I mean, it'll still probably look better than the Switch version, but See if I can dive down a little bit here. So let's go and mess with the settings a little bit and see what exactly it'll let us do and what it won't let us do. Alright, so let's do some fun stuff here. Let's see, so hair works. Let's not monkey with the hair works. Background. Shadow quality, let's just crank up some shadow quality here. Oh yeah, foliage, we want lots of that. No hardware cursor. What's this? Let's take a look at the post. We've got motion blur, blurring, sharpening. Oh, look at that. We do have some decent settings here. Let me see what else. Okay, here's some. Oh, there's graphic presets. I forgot. Give it all to me now. All right, now we've turned it all the way up. Let's see how it behaves. Definitely some visual increase there for sure. It seems to be running okay with everything turned up.
Somehow the works appeal both ways.
What a great game. Always makes me want to play it again every time I do a There was another frame jitter, if you saw it. Little frame hiccup. You can see that we're definitely taking some frame rate hits as I'm running around. Fine when you're running around, but probably not when you're fighting monsters. And again, I've got good internet, folks. Another frame rate hit. Nope, frame rate hit. This probably looks great if you've never actually played this on a decent PC. Yes, set everything on fire. Anyway, so there you go. I don't know what I was trying to prove with all that, but anyway, so there you go. So we leave, and then we can exit out of Steam, and we go back to our desktop. So that was all streamed. None of that was local. Now, the cool thing too is again, as I mentioned, if you skipped ahead or maybe didn't hear earlier, the games that are all listed here are all supported games. You don't own the, I mean, you might own some of these games, but there's a whole section on free to play. So if you were really trying to play, Fortnite or one of these other free to play games, this is kind of an interesting service. And I'll go look at Paladins because I actually have an account set up and I've played that on here before. Where is it? There we go. So let's say that you were on this beta service. You don't need to own these games because they're free. And you get the benefit. See, so you'll notice in some cases that it's tidying up your previous session. There's all sorts of, I'm sure, tomfoolery going on in the background. So it's tidying up that session, closing it out, making me a new session. So this promise of like instant gaming and instant streaming and all that stuff, there's still overhead for all this stuff, folks. Now, one thing I will tell you is overall, though, there was no real input lag that I saw, but you saw when we were playing Black Ops 4, and my son also confirmed when he was playing it, that there were times when there was controller drift, and that's simply because of the latency of the input. And I know Google could probably do it better and blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen a service yet that streams games that can keep up with super top-notch games like that, no matter how great your internet connection is. But let's see how Paladins goes. Now, the nice thing is Paladins in general isn't super demanding, right? It's not a super graphically intensive game. So we should be able to see pretty decent performance. Again, it's connecting through my Steam account. Interesting. I think I should have already gone through all this, but no big deal. I'm not a free-to-play guy, but I kind of dig on Paladins. It's like a ghetto version of Overwatch.
What do you mean? It's just a ripoff.
Well, it's just like a lower.
Free-to-play version of Overwatch.
Yeah, it is.
But they call it Paladin.
Oh no, I was afraid of this. I have no idea what my credentials are. See if I got it right. Oh, look at that. Nope. Wrong, sir. Let's see if I can just log in through Google.
Oh, people are gonna spend you spam.
Yeah, have fun. Go right ahead and send me spam. Got your number. I'll put you right in the trash can.
Do it then.
Good. More validation. What? What number do you see on your screen? 59. 59. That's new. I haven't seen that before. He has no clue who I... Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't want to create a player name. No. All right. Maybe we're not going to look at Paladins. I don't want a new account, so I guess we're going to crawl out of here. So how do I get out of here if I can't exit?
Alt 4.
I don't know if I can do that. Oh, good. Quit.
That's right.
Cool. Well, so much for that idea. Well, I was going to show you that, but since I don't happen to know my high-res account, I'm kind of screwed there. All right, well, listen, you've had enough fun here. This is the GeForce Now streaming service. This service only works on games you own on Steam, Uplay, or on Battle.net. It's currently free in beta, but you need an invite to get it. So if you just search GeForce Now Beta, you'll find out all you need to know. Other than that, again, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at it. I'm not a believer in streaming, folks. I do not believe it's going to take over real gaming. It'll be a nice option for those that just simply can't afford a PC, or there's something for everybody, but for me as a real dedicated gamer, there's no way that streaming is going to work out for me. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and again, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, hit the little bell so that you get notified when new videos go up. We're putting a lot of new Switch stuff up right now. Other than that, appreciate you watching, and take care, everybody.